It is so cold out here. Oh. There's no heat in here, so it feels like Rocky IV.
We have a Costco explosion in our kitchen.
How that Costco?
Costco explosion. If you guys already had one, I don't want you having more. I know. It's snowing outside. Last night we had cornbread with dinner, and there's leftovers. So now I get to have cornbread with my coffee.
Excuse me. Need to come inside, you need to move out of the way. Hey. Okay, microphone check. Check 1, 2. Man, I'm feeling like I can go down to just 2 layers. Have you even read this email yet?
Can I have a shout out to her about that?
Quick shout out.
Jess, when I was doing the Ottoman Empire, I actually thought of you.
Okay, this next part of the video I am really excited about. It's probably gonna be inappropriate for kids if you're like, don't like swearing. There's gonna be a lot of talking from now on. So if you're like, hey, I just wanna watch people like dance and smoke and stuff, come back tomorrow. We got an email from our friend Jess. I think it's time for me to ask, what's the deal with cussing? I don't get it in general, but especially not titling your videos that way. For us, it's meant that we aren't near as apt to share our videos with our kids. But we love you guys and share so many values. This is just one area that I don't get. Okay, hey, get away, dog. Okay. Stop! I think there's 3 things I want to talk about. The first is that we don't believe cussing is wrong.
And we didn't always believe that.
My 1 year in college, what I took away from this one class was that language is separated into symbols and meaning. So the meaning is what you want to communicate, the symbol is what you use to communicate it. And I think it's important because some people believe that the outside, like the word like fuck or shit or poop or fart, like some of those letters or the actual words are bad themselves. We don't believe there's bad symbols in language, just bad ways to use them. If you look at cuss words from like 100 years ago, it's really different from even like cuss words or inappropriate words from maybe 20 years ago. I mean, I remember when there was like, it was like wrong to say sucks.
Or gosh.
Or gosh, or crap, or fart. But now it's just like things that we're all comfortable with. There's this letter that Paul, one of the guys that wrote a good portion of the Bible, wrote to his buddy Timothy. He says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth. And a lot of Christians, they hear that and they use it as their case for not swearing. But what he says next I think is really important. He says, but only what is helpful for building others up, that it may benefit all who listen. With the second half, he explains the first half. He's saying, okay, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouth. What is that? Well, we think, oh, that's like 8 words you're not supposed to say. But he says it's actually words that don't benefit or build other people up. And I've learned that it's possible to use very normal words like non-cuss words and tear people down. But I also believe it's possible to say, dude, that was so fucking awesome. And to build people up with using colorful language or words that might be taboo in certain circles. But I didn't used to believe that. I used to think, oh, you cannot build someone up with a bad word. But I think that's misunderstanding the words themselves and the way people are hearing them, and even culture.
This is the second point. This is where I'm at. I feel like I'm walking out
Please don't shake the table now.
in my life of a lot of Christian guilt. That's things that I felt were wrong that I now don't believe are wrong anymore, and I don't have to feel guilty for believing it. So Ben yesterday asked me, what should I title this video?
I was gonna title it something conservative.
He said,
like she deletes her Facebook again.
And he said, should I name it that or should I name it Fuck You Facebook?
And the reason why that even came up was because Cami said that in the video and like 8 other times while we were even filming.
While I was trying to delete my profile, that was so...
It's not a profile, it's an account. That's why it took so long.
Something just didn't feel right to me about using the toned down version because it's not what I was feeling when I was making that video. I felt like to be more authentic and to be more honest, I needed to title this Fuck You Facebook because that's what I was feeling.
We swear around our house, in private, in public, with our friends.
So it's not like we're putting up on an act for you.
No, we're not trying to like push this, but we're also pretty convicted about not trying to hide it. And that goes with actually a lot of things in our life. It's not just the language we use.
We believe that could build someone up more than trying to, my whole life I tried to be someone that I wasn't, and I tried to be this good person, and I just don't think that really is very helpful to anyone anymore.
Wasn't it even just like yesterday?
Not helpful to myself.
With what you were experiencing, you were like, shit!
I got really angry yesterday because I heard something someone said about us. I don't remember the last time I felt that angry. I was like, oh my gosh, this is coming. Like, it's just that type of anger that's like, oh my gosh, here it comes. I'm gonna like punch someone in the face. I gotta be careful. Like, what do I do here? Like, I'm a parent, like I can't just like go around punching people in the face. But what I realized I should do, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to Ben and I need to ask him to help talk me down. And I did that and it did help.
Wait, what did you say when you put on the counter? You skipped that part.
Oh, I don't know, I entered in another realm of consciousness. No, I think I was just like, fuck. Because I was so mad and I was so hurt.
And maybe not saying frick or shoot or darn it.
Dag nabbit. Why did that person have to do that?
Oh, golly.
It didn't fit what was inside of me. Like whatever was coming out of me was fitting what was in here. And I think I grew up believing that you have to hide what's in here. But in the past, I would have kind of let that anger, two things. I would have reacted in anger more wrongly, like biting my kids' heads off, for example. Which maybe I kind of did a little bit, or stuffing it. And then after I kind of calmed down a little bit, then I was like, Jesus help me. I need help. But that was my process.
But I think God would have been okay with you swearing to him.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm there yet.
Okay, we gotta get to that third point though, because this video is gonna be like, you titled the video this way, it seems more in your face. She said like tilting our videos this way and then not being able to share them with the kid. And that's like really hard for us, but we totally get it. Christianity, as we grew up in it, it is its own culture. Mm-hmm. There is a way to talk, there is a way to dress, there is a way to act. I don't think Christians should have their own culture in that way.
It's like an elitist culture.
Yeah, it is an elitist culture, and a lot of the words that you can't say, the rest of the culture's fine with. Like around here, businessmen use swear words. Like when I talk to them, mm-hmm. The most popular vloggers talking to, even like the news channels, talking to the average population use swear words. Now, I could say, I am different than you. I am a Christian. I think the Bible tells us how to be different. There's this phrase, it's salt and light. Christians are supposed to be salt and light. And light means you're supposed to be like different, right? You're supposed to like...
You stand out.
You stand out and you're like not the same. But salt means that you are like in it. You know, salt sucks. Like you don't just eat it by yourself. But when you add it to something, when you add it to meat, it makes the meat better. And I want to go to the places, like the culture, and I want to make it better. And if people look at us and they're like, wow, they're different. I don't want it to be just because of how we dress or the words that we use or something like external. I want it to be things like love and compassion.
When you grow up in that Christian culture, you think you're better. You think you're better than other people. And honestly, guys, part of me swearing is for me to remember I am not better than other people. Like I have that same stuff inside and that same anger that makes me want to just scream and say, fuck you. That's in there, you know? And I think it's important for us to teach our kids how to deal with that inside of them. Okay, sorry, I gotta go with this.
Okay, but you gotta...
I remember going up into my room, so I was probably 12 or 13, going up to my room and going, shit! But I felt that, and there's no one that I felt like I could talk to about it.
No one would accept you the way that you actually were.
Yeah, no one could accept that I was like so upset that I would yell shit.
I think when Christians are saying shoot or frick, they're actually a lot of times saying that anyways. Yeah. The kids swear like all the time, not like, I don't know, I just hear it.
Quoting.
What?
Only quoting, really.
Only quoting? Okay. There is this question of like what's appropriate. Appropriateness is really important, we think.
Yeah.
So Jess, if we come into your house, we would say like, hey, no one swear. Not because we think it's wrong, but because we want to respect your culture. But in the same way, I wouldn't walk into an English speaking store and start speaking Spanish. That's not appropriate either. But that's different from it being wrong. We want to use whatever language is the most effective to communicate with the people that we're trying to reach. And we're willing to do whatever. So this is where it gets tricky, is with your kids or anyone's kids out there. I want everyone to be able to watch our videos, but at the end of the day, we have to understand and accept that it's really probably not going to be possible. It just makes me sad, not with you specifically, but we do want to reach everyone, but I don't think we can. I think we have to choose. If I had to choose between the people that are like in the moral Christian culture center that we grew up in, or the people outside, right now, we would choose outside. Because we feel outside, and Jesus said, I'm a physician, I went to those who were sick, who needed help. And we want to go to the people of the internet that actually need help. And we think most of them, probably, we could be wrong, but most of them probably swear in some way, shape, or form.
Which, by the way, we're in that category of needing help.
Absolutely. That's why we feel called to that. We got this Facebook message from someone named Michelle. Hello, have you ever tried to give up swearing? And then at the end she says a thing. She goes, swearing bothers me too much in general, but I don't think I should lighten up and start swearing. I'm really glad that you asked this, Michelle. And we're not telling you guys to swear, because ultimately I think we have to listen to our conscience with all matters, whether it's of culture or not.
Michelle asked Ben, have you ever thought about giving up swearing? And the funny thing is for me, I just gave up not swearing.
We're taking it up as a hobby.
Like I felt like not swearing was actually doing some damage for me.
We believe that there's some people that watch this vlog because we swear. Not like to hear the bad words, but they actually find themselves like us by the normalness or the bad things that we do, not the good things we do. And that's what I actually want Christians to see. By creating our own culture that's actually separate for the wrong reasons, it's not based on love, it's based on just other cultural codes, we're actually losing our voice to Jess and to Michelle and to those of you who are offended by our swearing or can't show your vlogs to your kids. we are sorry. We're not trying to offend you. It really does kind of sadden me that if you've been hurt by what we're about or saying, we don't mean that in that way. And we believe that you as the parents have the right and the privilege to set the culture for your own family. Whatever you think is the most appropriate and effective and pure for your kids. Oh my gosh, this is going to be the longest vlog on the fucking planet.
This is a really big topic.
It is, and I
think it's okay.
yeah. And I've never heard this anywhere, like, else. So that's why we do it. I'm gonna film going out to lunch with my parents, and then Shabbat Wrap Up. It's time to go out to lunch with my parents because it's Friday. My dad wanted Mexican, but my mom, she won.
Salsa. Good.
Yeah, that is good salsa, Daddy. With shrimp. It is my favorite part.
Here we are again. If you remember, last time my parents were really generous and paid for lunch. But now we figure out whose turn it is. Mom, which one do you think I should choose?
Oh.
Mom, why don't you choose?
Mini, money, money, more.
Mini, money, money.
Yeah, I don't care.
This one?
That one pays?
Rubbish.
The generosity of parents pulls through again. We actually just lit the candles for Shabbat, so we technically just started because I was like working on email to the very last minute and I didn't get them all out. In fact, we told the kids just now that if we didn't have Shabbat, I would still be sending out this email. So the concept of rest, which we believe is instituted by God, says stop in a way that we might not stop otherwise because we get our value from our work normally and it's hard to know when to stop. Next week, I will not be vlogging. 7 is going to be taking over.
Again.
Because I'm going to be writing. I'm thankful that he does it for 2 reasons. One is it shows you guys a different perspective of our family. And the other is it's really good for him to work on this project and for me to let go of it and let him do it. We're going to eat pizza now. Check this out. Oh, yeah. We hope whatever projects you're working on, you're able to stop and realize that you're still valuable and loved and important, not because of your work, but because that God loves you and he loves us. Thanks for watching. Shabbat Shalom.